Reports and queries in MS Access.
What is a report? A report is an effective way to present your data in a printed format. You can control the size and appearance of everything on a report. A report is not just a listing of multiple data records. Anytime you need to send MS Access data to printer, you must create a report. Therefore, a report might be a series of checks or mailing labels that you print. Creating a report. You can create different types of reports quickly using various tools and wizards. Choose a record source. A report consists of information that is pulled from tables or queries, as well as information that is stored with the report design, such as labels, headings, and graphics. The tables or queries that provide the underlying data are also known as the report's record source. If the fields that you want to include all exist in a single table, use that table as the record source. If the fields are contained in more than one table, you need to use one or more queries as the record source. Those queries may already exist in your database, or you may need to create new queries specifically to fit the needs of your report. Create a report by using the report tool. The report tool provides the fastest way for you to create a report because it generates a report immediately without prompting you for information. The report tool may not create the final, polished product that you ultimately want, but it is quite useful as a means to quickly look at the underlying data. You can then save the report and modify it so that it better serves your purposes. In the navigation pane, select the table or query that will serve as the record source for the report. On the Create tab, in the Reports group, click Report. Access builds the report and displays it in Layout view. Create a report by using the Blank Report tool. If you want to be more selective about the data that is displayed on the report, you can use the Blank Report tool to build a report from scratch. This can be a very quick way to build a report, especially if you plan to display only a few fields. On the Create tab, in the Reports group, click Blank Report. A blank report is displayed in Layout view, and Field List Task pane is displayed on the right side of the Access window. In the Field List Task pane, if not tables are displayed, click Show All Tables. Click the plus sign next to the table or tables containing the fields that you want to see on the report. Drag each field onto the report one at a time or hold down Ctrl key and select several fields and then drag them onto the report at the same time. Use the tools in the Header/Footer group on the Design tab to add a logo, title, page numbers or the date and time to the report. Add controls to layouts or remove them from layouts by using the commands on the Arrange tab in the Table group. Create a report in Report Design view. In Design view, you can more easily see which controls are in which section of the report. You can position controls individually without using layouts. On the Create tab, in the Reports group, click Report Design. In the Field List Task pane, if no tables are displayed, click Show All Tables. Click the plus sign next to the table or tables containing the fields that you want to see on the report. Drag each field onto the report one at a time, or hold down Ctrl and select several fields and then drag them onto the report at the same time. Use the tools in the Header-Footer group on the Design tab to add a logo, title, page numbers, or the date and time to the report. Add controls to layouts or remove them from layouts by using the commands on the Arrange tab in the Table group. Create a report by using the Report Wizard. You can use the Report Wizard to be more selective about what fields appear on your report. You can also specify how the data is grouped and sorted, and you can use fields from more than one table or query. Using Report Wizard, create your database or open existing database from the right pane. In this example, we have selected School Database and we are creating a report based on Students table present under School Database. Select the table Students from the database. On the Create tab, in the Reports group, click Report Wizard. Report Wizard appears on the screen. Click Next button. In this step, you will see the Report Wizard showing you the table selected by you and its available fields. You can select all the fields of the table or some specific fields. To select all the fields, click double arrow button from the Simple Query Wizard, or select specific field and then click single arrow button. In this illustration, we have selected all the available fields of the table. Click Next button. In this step, you will be asked to add any grouping level. Click Next button to reach at the next step of the Report Wizard. You will be asked to give sorting order of fields. You can instruct MS Access to sort your data according to your choices, ascending or descending. Click Next button. In this step, you will be asked about layout and orientation of the report. Click Next button. In this step, you will be asked to give a title, name to your report. Finally, click the Finish button. Your report will be created. Add controls to the report. Some controls are created automatically, such as the bound text box control that is created when you add a field from the Field List pane to your report. Many other controls can be created in Layout view or Design view by using the tools in the Controls group on the Design tab. Create a control by using the tools in the Controls group. Click the tool for the type of control that you want to add. Click on the report where you want the control to be located. If you do not position the control perfectly on the first try, you can move it by using the following procedure. Click the control to select it. Position the mouse pointer over the edge of the control until the pointer turns into a four-headed arrow. Drag the control to the location that you want. Queries. A query is a request for data results, for action on data, or for both. You can use a query to answer a simple question, to perform calculations, to combine data from different tables, or even to add, change, or delete table data. Queries that you use to retrieve data from a table or to make calculations are called select queries. Queries that add, change, or delete data are called action queries. Open an existing query. To open any database object, including a query, you can double-click the object in the navigation pane. Creating a query using Query Wizard. Start MS Access. Create your database or open existing database from the right pane. In this example, we have selected School Database and we are creating a query based on Students table present under School Database. Select the table Students from the database. Click Query Wizard button present under Create tab. New Query dialog box opens on the screen. Select Simple Query Wizard option from the dialog box and click OK button. In the next step, you will see the Simple Query Wizard showing you the table selected by you and its available fields. You can select all the fields of the table or some specific fields. In this illustration, we have selected all the available fields of the table. Click Next button to reach at the next step of the Simple Query Wizard. You have to select a type of query, detail or summary query. By default, Detail Query option will be selected. Click Next button. In the next step, you will be asked to give a title, name to your query. Give a suitable name to the query or select the default name of the query. Click Finish button. The query will open to show you the information from a table. In a first look, it seems your table, but you can change your query conditions in the Design View or SQL view. In Design View, you can drop the fields from the query by unchecking the box. After dropping the fields, you can open the query again and you will find that the unchecked fields have been dropped in the datasheet view. Creating table relationships. A primary key is a field or combination of fields that uniquely identify each record in a table. A foreign key is a value in one table that must match the primary key in another table. You use primary keys and foreign keys to join tables together. In other words, you use primary keys and foreign keys to create relationships. There are two valid types of relationships, one-to-one and one-to-many. In a one-to-one relationship, for every occurrence of a value in table A, there can only be one matching occurrence of that value in table B, and for every occurrence of a value in table B, there can only be one matching occurrence of that value in table A. In a one-to-many relationship, for every occurrence of a value in table A, there can be 0 or more matching occurrences in table B, and for every one occurrence in table B, there can only be one matching occurrence in table A. When tables have a one-to-many relationship, the table with the one value is called the primary table, and the table with the many values is called the related table. Referential integrity ensures that the validity of the relationship between two tables remains intact. It prohibits changes to the primary table that you would invalidate an entry in the related table. Creating relationships. Close all tables and forms. Right-click on the tab of any object. A menu appears. Click Close All. Activate the Database Tools tab. Click the Relationships button in the Relationships group. The Relationships window appears. If anything appears in the Relationships window, click the Clear Layout button in the Tools group. If you are prompted, click Yes. Click the Show Table button in the Relationships group. The Show Table dialog box appears. Activate the Tables tab if your relationships will be based on tables. Activate the Queries tab if your relationships will be based on queries, or activate the Both tab if your relationships will be based on both. Double-click each table or query you want to use to build a relationship. The tables appear in the Relationships window. Click the Close button to close the Show Table dialog box. Drag the primary table's primary key over the related table's foreign key. After you drag the primary key to the related tables box, the cursor changes to an arrow. Make sure the arrow points to the foreign key. The Edit Relationships dialog box appears. Click the Enforce Referential Integrity checkbox. Click Create. Access creates a one-to-many relationship between the tables. Click the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar to save the relationship. Editing relationships. You can edit the relationship by clicking on the joining line of relationship. On correct clicking, the line becomes darker. With the relationship selected, right-click to get the Edit pop-up menu. If you do not get this menu, make it sure that you have correctly selected the relationship.